Okay, welcome to Group F, everybody. We have Battlefield of Eternity as our first map, and it is Poland 1 playing against Team Czechia. Now we have UAE in the same group, and initially USA 1 was supposed to play in the group, meaning the top team from the USA. So Cure would have been playing there. I believe Fancy Pants, a couple of others were on the team for a while. But as I already pointed out in a different series just a few days ago, the team contacted us and said that they're withdrawing from the tournament. I'm not 100% certain. I don't think there's an official reason for that, but I know that they were thinking about swapping a couple of their players out already. I believe there were some changes that were already made, so I'm not sure if there was internal drama or problems where maybe some people didn't get along or had different visions, or if it was just a lack of results in scrims. The team has obviously existed for a while now, and ever since we started the tournament, they formed quickly and were practicing, so scrimming and training. And that might have had a role to play in all of this as well. The exact reasons, again, I can't tell you. Obviously, for them, there's also a time difference that they have to play around with. And on top of that, there is a ping disadvantage if you're playing cross-server. This is just the nature of the beast right there. But yeah, it's a little bit sad that they removed themselves from the tournament, that they don't feel that they can or want to play that, or that they feel they can't really get, you know, the results that they want. Whatever the reason, they are now out, which means that in this group we currently have 3 teams. So it's Poland, it's Czechia, and we have UAE. And they're going to play for that #1 slot. Poland 1 definitely now probably the favorite over here. If you just look over at the team names, for example, Machko is playing, we got Atrax, Lavakal, Mopsio, Arian. So you got really some players with tons and tons of tournament experience that everybody would expect to do well here. With the US in the group, it would have been likely a battle between the two for the #1 and #2 slot. Right now, Poland won. Anything else but a first seed in the group would be a massive disappointment. Now, as I already explained in the past, we have 28 teams in total that participate in the tournament, representing 17 countries. There's $10,000 of prize money on the line. And the way that our first stage works is that the groups were split into 7 groups with 4 teams each. They play round robin against each other. The #1 team advances straight to the next phase of the tournament. In total, 8 teams will be playing in phase 2. So we need 1 more team, which means that the second place teams in every single group play a last chance qualifier, where the winner of that qualifier then also advances to the second phase of the event. That's kind of what's happening here. Now, also a reminder that this is an open tournament. Anybody could sign up. You needed to form a team with, of course, players from the same country. But outside of that, there were no skill restrictions. There were no rank restrictions or anything of the sorts. So there are, by definition, there will be in the first round some big differences in skill, especially, of course, since we have also seeding itself coming in, trying to make sure that the top teams, you know, don't end up in the same group and eliminate each other before the tournament even starts going. Heading into Battlefield of Eternity right now, that means that Team Czechia, let's see what they can pull off. We have, for now, Hanzo, Falstead, and Stukov taken by them, so they already locked in their damage, and the damage against the Immortal in particular. Li Ming is going to do that for Team Poland. Interestingly enough, we currently have Mopsio on Li Ming. I honestly would love if they come in here with some role swaps. Mopsio is usually the main tank for the team, of course, but he has always been a character, always will be a character, and they have, with Machko, also a pretty strong leader over here. So there could be some role swapping going on. It would be fun to see how he operates in those roles. We get them with Varian and Tyrande, so it's already a bit of a sniper combo. You want to get those stuns connected. Sonya could even leap in if they go that way, and then it's Mopsio's job. If he plays Li Ming, whoever plays Li Ming, it's their job to make sure that the kills come through and the resets are being kicked in. So, yeah. Well, we got Stukov and Leo on the team side, and here comes ETC. Always a good pick for Battlefield of Eternity, operating around the objective. He has a lot of tools to lock people into an immortal stun, push them in, or simply create a bit of space for them and for their own team, and, you know, just like buying a bit of time if you're going to an immortal race. We still need a bit more damage. Li Ming alone is not going to cut it here, so with Battlefield being the map, we get Genji now for Arians. Also a good pick for him, definitely one of his favorites, and that sets us up. Map #1, everybody. Best of 3 series coming up here in Group E of the tournament, the Nations Cup 2026. First game of the best of 3 with the blue team starting over on the left with Machko on Varian. We got Itrax on Sonya. Lavakal is playing Tyrande. Mopsio is indeed on the damage. So this should be good one way or another. And then we, of course, have Arian over here with Genji to round out the draft for the Polish team. Over on the right side, it is ETC played by Master for Team Czechia. We got Kremador on Stukov, PX36 on Hanzo, Mixin, a fan favorite. And if you've ever been on a Twitch live stream for the events here and don't only watch on YouTube, then you should be pretty familiar with him. So he locks it in with Falstaff and the Frequent Flyer. And they go at Mitten on Leoric. And it is a little bit meantime, because we have on level 1 the High King's Quest. I have trouble believing that much goes into anything else but Taunt on level 4. But High King's Quest is usually not the talent that you lock in with Taunt. So I am a little bit surprised what we're seeing here. If you have Tyrande and everyone else that is just looking at a stun lock, then Taunt is the way to go. Taunt is always the way to go in competitive play. Always. No exception. Unless you're memeing a little bit. Now, to be fair, there is, on paper, a massive skill gap between the teams. Team Czechia, this is not even the first seed team from Czechia. It is the second seed. And this is basically just players that, you know, want to have some fun. They want to represent their countries. And that's awesome. So I could see it that Team Poland says, you know what? We should be able to take these guys out. We are way better. We have tournament experience. They don't. They played in the amateur scene a little bit. Most of these guys play a bit or have played in Heroes Lounge, for example. So they have that going for them. But when we're talking about actual tournament, prize money tournament, then the team in blue definitely has an absolutely mad advantage over them. So maybe they're just coming in saying, yeah, from the get-go, we're willing to risk something here. And we're actually willing to pull that off with something else or as Taunt on level 4. Could be the case. Now, I personally think that if you're in game number 1, you should probably not take that risk. If you had a very good first game and you feel like you can fun around a bit, then hey, by all means, go for it on the second game. I have seen too many upsets in the past to endorse risk-taking on a first map. Even if you think things are looking extremely good. It can backfire, and it has for plenty of teams in the past. So if we're going to get some memeing going on, I would probably reserve that for the second map. But the Polish players in general are really good at this game. Poland has a huge Heroes of the Storm community. The fact alone that they were able to sign up 3 teams for the tournament, and all 3 of them, especially the first 2, are solid, is already telling you all that you need to know here. So, yeah, this is a very powerful team. And we get Taunt. High King's Quest might not be a normal talent to go with Taunt. Maybe they were just like, let's confuse people a little bit, but either way, they picked Taunt. And with the draft, we went over it during the draft phase itself. It just makes perfect sense. I mean, you want to get these stuns, you want to tee up Genji, you want to tee up Ling Ling. They're looking for resets on both of them, obviously. So, yeah, this is essentially what's going on here. For now, we got with level 4 talents and a little bit of stacking for Falstaff now on the auto attack with Frequent Flyer. The first objective up on the map. Mixon is trying to get himself a few more hits in for his level 1 quest. And in the meantime, Hanzo has started to dish out the damage against Immortal number 1. So right now, top side, Genji trying to apply some pressure. There's going to be an interplay between the two of them that we're going to see throughout the entire game. Genji wants Falstaff and he's going to get him right here. So yes, the chicken goes down, KFC basket unlocked, and that's kill number 1. And we're going to see that a lot more. This is basically what Genji is going to do whenever he sees an opportunity. He has to monitor where exactly Falstaff is and then try and take him down here. This is his job, and this is what he is going to go for time and time again. That's just the name of the game. Oh, they jump in and they take down Hanzo as well. So some brotherly love. It is the solidarity death that we're seeing from him. And then on top of that, there's also Stukov that gets taken out. So 3 kills to 0. And with a halftime show being fairly even, we're now getting a chance for them to work a little bit more in. Especially, of course, since at this moment in time, it's a victory for the blue team. So they're still pulling slightly ahead and are able to make this work. So, yeah, good for them. And let's see how much they can push with this. Early level 7 talent, 1 level advantage already. So yes, they are already working it here. They're doing tons of damage on this, and the question will still remain, how much more can they do with this push now, because that gate is already gone and both of the towers are essentially low. So there's actually an opportunity to take down fort number 1 of the game. And with them taking ETC down very quickly, this is likely going to happen. It's 4 kills to 0. Next jump comes in, and even with Sonya at the top side, this is currently looking very, very good. That fort is quickly down to 50% of its HP, and they're pushing the opponent back with ease. That taunt that Varian was looking for doesn't land, but it doesn't change the fact that the fort is out. So, yeah. Easy hit. And a big leading experience, as you would expect. Even with Czechia trying to make their plays, they are starting to struggle a little bit. Also, when we're talking about the talents a little bit, over here, Li Ming's level 7 checks out. Goes for Calamity. Good follow-up for the level 1 talent, of course. And the red team is just checking real quickly what's happening over on the camp. With ETC being eliminated. So they're trying to checkmate Falstad next, and are able to pull it off. 6 kills to 0, and now the play for Khaldor. No, I actually thought that Hanzo would die as well. Again, she wants him, and he can't get him. Can Hanzo get him, though? And I guess the answer is no. They're too far ahead. This is 2 levels that gap the teams right now. So 10 versus 8, and that is just too much for them to handle. Yeah. It's a little bit too much here. It would have been kind of cool if they were somehow, you know, able to at least take Genji down. Would also have helped them with experience a little bit. But, yeah. Again, there is a gap between these teams. And the team in blue is trying to just now play to those advantages. And just do what they can. Leori gets killed. That's 8 kills to 0. Actually, he just activated his trade, so we should be honest here. I mean, Leo just never really gets killed. He just decides that it's trade time. The problem is that the rest of the team is getting killed, so they're starting to lose a lot more ground here, as we're having Stukov and ETC also eliminated. So with them gone, this is definitely starting to cause some trouble and makes things a little bit more difficult. So this one is a bit unfortunate. Right now, they are definitely taking more damage that they're going to be comfortable with. So yeah, that's trouble brewing. But with the fort at the top destroyed, Falstad has a bit more wiggle room at the bottom of the map to attempt some counter damage. Is only getting a certain amount in on that, and will have to hearth back. But this is all happening with the Immortal, the second Immortal, not even taken yet. So the lead is just being extended by Team Poland. They got Leap as expected, so it's all about that aggression that they're trying to bring. And especially against a team that you think is just not on the same level as you, applying pressure is always great. If you can go for aggressive drafts and apply pressure continuously, it's always great, because what essentially happens is you're forcing mistakes on their side, and it makes it very, very difficult for them to at any point stabilize and get control of the game. So stuns are out, Gust is already being used. You can see that the red team is a little bit anxious here. Whenever these fights are coming, they're instantly trying to push everybody back and making a move with it. But it's tricky, and this is a 100% shield. Immortal is now moving through the top lane. So this is going to be a beast, to say the least. But yeah, shots are coming through. 11,000 damage, top damage through the drains for Leo. And then 60,000 for Li Ming on the other side is what we're currently getting. So yeah, Li Ming getting the damage in on it. They're still trying to break. I mean, this keep at the top might be in trouble. Mix in one pausing. Oh, the Czech team pausing the game. ETC disconnecting. Okay, he's the culprit here. And I suppose we're going to find out in a moment what exactly happened there. But yep, ETC gone just as the push comes in for the keep with that massive Immortal that the Polish team was able to get for themselves. There were some nasty rumors floating around that ETC actually rage quit. That's not the case. Master disconnected and pretty much instantly came back into the game. But the team is suffering, still 3 levels behind, which means that there's a talent advantage once again for Team Poland. Here comes the leap! ETC! He's gone, but can they get a counter kill? Get at least one! At least one! Get a kill, please! No! Not like this! They had them so low, but the Polish team takes everyone out, eliminates the keep, 15, 16 kills to 0. And now the play for the core. Oh, this hurts my soul a little bit. They were so close to at least get a kill for themselves, and now instead it's Team Poland with a 4-level lead that go for the victory in game number 1. They take the W here on Battlefield of Eternity. Poland with the first victory in the best of 3. GG. I hope all of you are enjoying the Nations Cup. We have an awesome event going on right now and it's lots of fun. Please keep in mind though that events like the Nations Cup, like the Bounty Cup and Meta Madness are only possible through private supporters, through Patreon supporters and through partnerships that we have on the channel, campaigns that we're doing with them. And right now we actually have a campaign going on that will last for quite a bit of time, and you can right now support the channel for free by just investing a couple of minutes. It's really just taking a moment. All you gotta do is follow the instructions in the description of the video, download Opera GX through the link that you can find in the video description, and then use the browser to watch a couple of YouTube videos, maybe watch the live stream, or just some general browsing. It's already supporting the channel immediately. Again, it's a very nice browser as well. It has an integrated VPN, which is of course super helpful. You have a lot of themes going on that are targeting gamers and lots of other features. Just experiment with it a little bit, use it in your daily for a bit, and that's all you gotta do to support the stream. It's super easy, super fast, takes a minute or two, and you support not only the stream here, but also future tournaments that we're going to host. So I would really appreciate it if you could use a couple of minutes of your time to do exactly that. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of the tournament. Infernal Shrines, map number 2. Yeah, Czechia got destroyed a little bit. They weren't able... It was basically a perfect game for Poland, but it is also the first seed from Poland. They're a big favorite now in this group. Now that the US team has withdrawn from the tournament, is not part of the group anymore. And well, I invited an expert onto the stream to talk a little bit about more why exactly that happened. What is the backstory here? So I have my resident USA expert hailing from America for all of the local news there. Tim, your personal assessment. What's going on?
What did I miss? Am I the expert on losing? Is that what I heard? Is that what I'm trying to talk about? What am I the expert on?
Tim just coming in a second ago and say like, I have absolutely no idea, but yeah, putting him on the spot.
I have no idea what's happening, brother. I just showed up, I woke up, I had a nice smoothie with peanut butter in it, and I'm here to cast. Deathwing has been banned, and you're caught up, bro.
Smoothie with peanut butter. I make my protein smoothies. Yeah. I have never tried to put peanut butter into it. And
what the hell? You're the fitness expert. Put a teaspoon of peanut butter in there.
But I never made the connection in my brain to put peanut butter into my... I love my smoothies. I have banana smoothies, but banana peanut butter actually sounds great too, and is a thing. So I'm currently like trying to connect the dots here. And my girlfriend is obsessed with peanut butter, so we always have peanut butter stocked in the fridge. So I'm like, I should probably try that.
You're going to make a smoothie in the morning. Do not tell her. Put a teaspoon of peanut butter in it, and then she's going to look at you and smile, and it's on, bro. You're going to have a great day, okay? I'm happy for you. You're welcome for the tip. There's my analysis. Let's get into game 2, baby.
Okay, the peanut butter play. I'll report back. Infernal Shrines, game number 2. Yeah, we talked a little. You actually mentioned Mixin as obviously a Twitch chat legend, and they know that they are going to have a tough time here. But of course, this is actually one of the cool things. We have a lot of really positive feedbacks from teams. I talked a little bit to my admins. I talked to Rob, who's obviously... Oh, nice!
Oh my god!
We talked about memes in game number 1 with the draft, but let me finish this first. So I talked to Rob. Big shout out to him. Huge legend. Tons of help with the tournament here, and the man is just absolutely spectacular. And he has talked to a lot of the teams, and especially some of the weaker ones, and everybody said they are just having an absolute blast with the tournament. They're super happy. Even the teams that get destroyed say like, hey, we're having fun, we're representing our country a little bit, it's cool to be on stream, it's cool to be casted, it's cool to see the YouTube videos and just see how the community reacts. So far, the tournament was just amazing. Great feedback from players, from everybody watching, and this is only the group stage. I mean, this is the part, you know, where I didn't expect this much positive feedback yet, but very, very happy with all of this, and I can't wait for the second phase. It's going to be great.
I love the Ariel ban. Cho'Gall is someone that usually wants to pair with Ariel. The stasis is fantastic. The healing that you get from it over time is wonderful as well. Ban on mouthfeel. But I agree with you, Khaldor. All the things that you just talked about, it's cool to try hard, man. And I feel like the last couple of years in gaming in general, it seemed like we kind of like went a little bit more towards casual. And casual gaming is cool too, man. Don't get me wrong. But it seemed like people kind of laughed at competitive gameplay a little bit. So I'm glad a lot of people showed up and more people are out here trying hard and doing their best here. Even if you get stomped like we saw last game with the Czech, unfortunately, you have a lot to learn, right? Like you're able to look at your VODs, adapt from there, and you get an idea of what it's like to play at the highest level, and that's what inspires you to become a better player. So like I'm hyped to be here. I've tried to show up every single weekend. I'm glad that you put this tournament on it, so appreciate everyone out here that is running this stuff. And also the people that are watching, man, make sure in the comments, even if you're lurking or if you're in chat, say hello, engage with this kind of stuff. Let us know if you enjoy it, because it means a lot to us, and we want to know if it means a lot to you.
It definitely does. But the cool thing here, what just made me laugh, is like they see Cho'Gall and they're like, all right, how about our Gazlowe?
Yeah, so, we've gone to full meme territory, but hey, it's fun. Let's do it.
For sure. So, guys, map number 2, Poland, obviously, huge favorite here, but the Czechia, they're rolling with it. Let's go, our second map, Inferno Shrines. Team Poland in the lead. The blue team, ladies and gentlemen, with Machko on Cho, Mopsy on Kalthas, we got Lavakal on Alexstrasza, Hogger played by Itrax, and Arian on Gal.
To the right of the team, Czech. Master on a Nubrek, Mixin, a Chat Warrior playing Tychus, Mitten on Gazlowe, PX36 on Orphea, and Cremator on Anduin.
Cho'Gall against Gazlowe, so it's going to be good over here. Quick reminder again, USA have withdrawn from the tournament, so we have 3 teams in the group. There were a couple of rumors on Twitch that actually was coming in and saying like, hey, well, who knows what happened over there? Maybe ICE deported one of the players. But guys, in contrast to the US election system, we demand proof of citizenship when you want to participate here, so that was definitely not the reason.
I have no comment, dude. I have no interest in responding to any of Jesus.
I had to wait with this one for when you actually.
All I can say is I'm so sorry to the rest of the world. I'm so sorry. Well, we do have our Cho'Gall beginning to rotate, and he is going to be really careful against Tychus down in the bottom lane, as Tychus, of course, does that % damage. So there was a nice adjustment in the draft for Team Czech to try and handle this pressure that will be coming in, but it seems like Poland was able to adjust pretty accordingly. Remember, we had the Ariel ban as well as Malthael being taken away. Wait, what's going on? What's up? What are you doing about?
Have you actually seen that there was another balance patch? Basically just like a couple of tweaks that they made, but they did exactly what we talked about last week. With Murden, you know how we talked about the Mythic Quest and how we both said, hey, they are aiming high because they don't want to ruin things like crazy, and then when they look at the numbers and they have more data coming in, they're going to adjust it down. It's exactly what they did. So they moved the Mythic reward from 200 to 160 stacks, and the first reward with Pierce, they moved from 50 to 40. So it's exactly the approach that we outlined last week. So I was actually pretty happy with them going that path now, because in the past they've sometimes not done that, and I think that approach makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, certainly. I'm glad the janitor's really kind of paying attention, man. This guy is working overtime. Well, somebody needs to give him a pat on the back for sure. I actually don't know who the janitor is. I would love to figure out who that fella is who's continuing to put work into HOTS.
Blizzard probably doesn't know either.
It's literally some guy in the middle of the night just walking in, just working some patches here and there, literally just doing magic and like...
Let's be honest, would it shock you?
Yeah, I don't think it would, honestly.
Like, you go to Blizzard and you're like, hey, thanks for the recent patches. And Blizzard goes, patches? What?
What patches? What are you talking about?
What patches are you talking about?
Oh, that would be so sad. Level lead is starting to go pretty hard into Poland's side a little bit. It's about a half a level right now, but you gotta really, when you're playing against the Cho'Gall, you want to use your body advantage, right? Because Cho'Gall obviously has 2 people into 1 body, so you want to make sure that you are soaking and, of course, trying to put pressure on other sides of the map to make it a little bit harder for Cho'Gall to rotate around. Right now, Poland is in the lead at the moment as they continue to play Alexstrasza and the Circle of Life, and the issue is they're going to be in a good spot around the shrines as well. Alexstrasza, when she turns into a dragon form, is going to be very impactful. Here's a charge straight into Orphea as PX36 takes a hit, but he's able to kite on back and hold for now.
We also have with Tychus obviously the immediate counter for the bigger they are, so they're really trying to aim for Cho'Gall when they can there. Hyper focus coils are also in play, so they're really trying and get Cho'Gall down as quickly as they can. It's going to be fun to see Gazlowe on those points too. the good news for Team Poland is they're actually completing the Alexstrasza quest very quickly, so 3.5 minutes in. Not even going for the shrine right now, but just attempting the macro approach instead. And Czechia isn't reacting to it. So this is bad news for them. They're going to they're going to get the Punisher, but they're going to lose the fort here. And I'm not so sure if even with the Punisher, they're going to be able to take the fort at the top lane out.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if they're going to get the Punisher. I mean, it's just now starting. There is a world where Cho'Gall and Alexstrasza could rotate up and go for a fight here. Ooh, they are moving in for the Tychus, who is in the middle of the map. Looks like they're going to back up. And yeah, it looks like you're right, man. They're not even going to rotate over. They're just going to go straight going for a keep. If they get a keep before the first Punisher, there's a problem.
Yes, that's definitely a problem. I mean, again, we talked about the differences here between experience in such an environment, and I really, really like that Team Poland is trying to exploit it. Team Poland isn't memeing around too hard here. As I said before, the Polish players have played Cho'Gall plenty of times in normal tournaments as well. So this is not some kind of like disrespect or something. They think they can get away with Cho'Gall here. They know that they're stronger than their opponents, but they're also just really doing their thing. And they're saying like, hey, if you let us get away with stuff, we'll exploit that.
And just to point out here too as well, we just had our first kill in the first 5 minutes of the game. Let this be a lesson to everybody who is playing matches and running it down, and by the time you're at 5 minutes, there's 10 to 11 kills happening. There's so much more in Heroes of the Storm in terms of PvE for you to control, and you can really exploit that in experience here. And that's what's happening here for Poland, you know? There's a lot to learn here. And yeah, of course, Czech is having a hard time and kind of getting by right now, but at least they're here and they're not inting, right? They're doing their best to hold out. They're trying to figure out a few things as well, and they are setting themselves up for possibly maybe a comeback later on. But when it comes to Heroes of the Storm, although it is called the Hero Brawler in quotation marks, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with macro, and so there's a lot to learn here from Team Poland.
I mean, after Gazlowe checked out of the top lane earlier, the blue team just took over, and if you check out the top lane for just a second, they're actually now in control of that Punisher. So you were right earlier. They have Punisher plus the fort at the bottom of the map, and the push in the middle, and level 10 ability, so there's 2 forts already gone.
Orphea is charging on in, but here comes a big explosion from Cho'Gall, getting some decent damage. PX36 low, but a Shadow Flame comes at the last second to find the kill from Mac on 70. Pyro Blast is going to connect on Mixon, get him down low on HP, and Andy will have to come back and heal. And meanwhile, in the top lane, Hogger, who's being an absolute bully, what he's been known for years, to be fair, has taken out the fort and is already working on the keep.
Yeah, I mean, this might be an early checkmate already with 3 of the forts gone, so that's a lot
I
to get
see what you did there!
You missed the last 2, so I wasn't sure if you catch this one.
I have to do it in a deep voice. I was told in one of your comments that I'm too cartoonish. Oh my god, I saw what you did there, Khaldor. Great pun, man.
There's one guy that came in that listed in the comments one Czech joke after the next, and I was just like, I just can't.
Gotta have fun, man. Master is getting poked out. Now, there is good news for the Czech team, is if they are getting it level 10, they may have a chance to turn this around. A new Breast Cocoon is going to be really important to get that bigger number advantage, right? Technically, it's a 4v5, because 2 people are on a body. However, Master's kind of getting void out, and he has no mana available, so he's going to have to back up, which is going to slow down that 10 advantage.
2 deaths already on Gazlowe. Somebody should actually have a look at his paychecks, because I think he might be playing for the blue team.
Do you just have a checklist that you're going through right now? Full engage comes out. Oh my god! Mac on 70 goes in and finds 3. A new Barrette comes out with a cocoon, but that is one good way to know. If your opponent is coming forward and looking for a number advantage, just pounce on the back line, and they nailed it perfectly. Oh dear, that's 4 picked off. Orphea and Base just looking around saying, what happened? Team? Where are you guys? As Orphea starts to mount the defense, but I'm afraid this might be an 8-minute core.
Yeah, they are definitely going to go for the speed run. They're going to try and end this below the 10-minute mark, and certainly it looks good right now. They're going for the next kill. Orphea gets the heal, makes it. Pyro, and again, no value. But Kel'Thas, that's the kill. They finally got a kill. Awesome.
They could get 2. Love Call is low on mana. A new rank needs to get the engage. Here comes Gazlowe putting down the Explodium charge on the back line, trying to find something. Thor PX36 may have overstepped though, and he will eat the brunt of the hammer from Cho'Gall. And now with him winding up that arm like a baseball pitcher, he runs on in, looking for another attack. But here comes the Goomba Stomps as there will be a second pick.
Yeah, and after the core has now already been pushed down to 73%, they're probably going to continue on this. There's a 3-level gap still, and obviously the talent advantage that comes with it. So they're doing what they can here, and the shield is already gone. Good cocoon value, at least initially, but maybe they can get Hogger. Intrax is a bit low. The core though, 63%, 61, but they're not breaking through, and it's now 9 minutes. Can Czechia make it to the 10-minute mark?
They're trying here. Poor Orphea just came off death and went right back into it again. Gray Screen Simulator is the name of the game for her. Here comes the Explodium charge into a combo, but he forgot to put the E down first to lock him in. Oh no!
He should have checked his cooldowns.
Couldn't. He should have checked those cooldowns. Macon continues to be healed up, and this might be all she wrote. Down to 20, down to 10. Ladies and gentlemen, Poland walks away with a 2-0.
9 minutes, 24 seconds. Nicely done. Team Poland takes the win.